Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon. Hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday. Happy Tuesday or Mars Day. How have you guys been feeling? How have you been feeling? I want to talk about an aspect that hit exact yesterday that is still active today. I'm sure you would have noticed it somewhere in your life. It's kind of an intense one, I'm not going to lie. So, what we have going on right now, so just zoomed in on it right there, we've got this business all up in Aquarius. So what is that exactly? Well, that's Saturn, that's Mars, that's Venus. She's just moving out of Aquarius today, and into Pisces, where she's exalted. So that's actually really nice. That's kind of that's like a relieving uh relieving and pleasant influence. But this is still going on, and it's kind of tricky to talk about because the last time that Mars and motherfucking Saturn, the last time these two conjuncted in the tropical sign of Aquarius, what happened was we had massive lockdowns everywhere. And it's interesting because if you think about Aquarius, Aquarius is the people, Aquarius is technology, Aquarius is fixed air. It has a lot to do with groups of people, specifically decentralized groups of people is how I think of it, actually. Um, and Saturn tends to be on the mundane global level, tends to be restriction of some kind, obstructions. And Mars, well, Mars is a few things. Mars is the builder. Mars is the soldier. And Mars can be the energy of achievement, of getting things done. So, on one hand, here, we have the possibility this week of a repeat of the last time these two conjuncted. Some kind of thing that is happening that is forcing people to restrict their own movement or having their movement restricted for them. We do have gas prices going up through the roof, exponentially so, and oil prices the same. And why that is so dasting is that these two planets are squaring the nodes right now, the nodes of the moon. So right here we have the north node. That's this little horseshoe looking thing in Taurus, and the south node is in Scorpio. That's the other horseshoe looking thing. What this means is the nodes of the moon are where we tend to be focused the most, especially with the north node. And essentially that axis, the Taurus Scorpio axis, is where we're going to be having eclipses this year. And with the nodes moving through those signs, it takes our focus on a global level into those energies. And I'll explain really quick what happened when the nodes were in Gemini and, in Gemini and Sagittarius, okay? Gemini and Sagittarius, we had the south node in Sag. And what does Sag represent? Sagittarius represents adventure, higher philosophy, religion, and it also represents foreign travel. And the south node is the energy of detachment. We're not supposed to abandon the south node, but south node moving through a sign can bring up the themes of that sign that we need to separate a little bit from, or we tend to separate too much from. It could be either. It's always a spectrum, especially when you're talking about people. And people are such a crazy spectrum. With the North Node in Gemini, what was really cool about Gemini is all about, well, listening, truth, and the hands, learning new things with the hands. So we saw a lot of people learning a whole lot of information, and also kind of a bit of an overemphasis on social media and being in the head. Because Gemini is all about thinking and communication. But we also had people rapidly shifting and changing their belief structures. So, a little bit of an overview of where the nodes were. now that the nodes are in Scorpio and Taurus, with Scorpio, we're talking about trauma, unfortunately. We're talking about transformation. We're talking about transformation, trauma. We're also talking about detoxing and poisons and getting rid of poisons. Um, we're also talking about intimacy and the occult, trust, secrets. Those are themes of Scorpio. Those are things that we are shifting, that we're changing, that we're trying to detach from. Like South Node going through Scorpio can really be an excellent time to heal and release lots of trauma. And this is all important for this aspect that I talked about earlier, and I'll get into why. Okay, and the North Node being in Taurus, this Taurus is all about the five senses. It's about our it's about food, it's about the body, it is about the earth, gardening, quality, um, high quality organic produce. That's Taurus. Sorry, the particular thing I'm I'm using updates every few minutes. So sorry about that. But anyway, so with the North Node in Taurus, this is what we're building, right? So you have a lot of people right now talking about gardens, talking about wanting to have uh, real hard assets. And what did we just see happen? Well, we just saw on the global scale Russia take their currency and back it to gold. So they're no longer using a petrodollar. Petro, by the way, petrol um, is specifically a Saturn thing. So anyway, also oil. I would say oil is Saturn. So anyway, we've got a major global power changing Uranus, which is major shifts, shakeups, sudden changes, also advanced technology, changing how they're doing their currency and basing it no longer off of something that is fluctuating and can be manipulated, and backing it with something physical, tangible, and that has a lot of value, which is Taurus. So that's really interesting. And this was just announced the other day, right before Mars, which gives us the energy to do, to achieve, conjuncted with Saturn. So how I'm viewing this, and these two, by the way, are in what's called a square to the nodes. So that's this red line here. And when things are square to the nodes govern our kind of like our karma, our destiny. It depends on your personal beliefs, really, how you want to view the nodes. But I view it quite a bit as they're very karmic points. So when planets or luminaries or whatever you want to call them are square to the nodes, what happens is they play a major role in the change of our destiny. So what does this mean on a personal level? On a personal level, you're being asked to assess right now. Are you living in alignment with your true values? Because Taurus has a lot to do with value. Are you living in alignment with your values right now? Are you building the kind of future that you actually want to take part of? Uranus has a lot to do with the future, as does the North Node. Are you innovating appropriately and using technology to your advantage? And then when it comes to these two, Saturn has a lot to do with boundaries, and Mars has a lot to do with the energy needed to create those boundaries, right? So, also, in addition to that, the modern ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, which is fast approaching the North Node. So, like I said, this Taurus Scorpio axis has a lot to do with finances. It has a lot to do with value. It has a lot to do with past trauma and what we're building for the future, being in our body or not being in our body. And the Saturn Mars conjunction square those nodes has a lot to do with, are we setting boundaries where there needs to be boundaries, or are we getting caught up in other things? Are we staying grounded or not, which is Taurus, or are we getting lost in our head? And unfortunately, Rahu, the North Node, is actually the head of the dragon. So we can get caught up or a little bit obsessive about Taurus stuff right now. And it'll be, come on now, it'll be really important to keep a balance between the two. There it is. Jeez. Okay, so it'll be really important to strike a balance between the two, between assessing and looking at the past and releasing what trauma is coming up, what kind of things are triggering you. And this kind of a conjunction square the nodes is guaranteed to trigger you in some way. And how that will play out individually will depend on your chart. Like, where's your rising sign? Where's your moon sign? Where's your sun sign? I fully anticipate there to be something that comes up over the next couple of days that in some way either we have to step into our individual, oh my god, that's what it is. There's something coming up over the next few days, right, where we have to own our individuality and be our own individual in something. And it's almost like battling groupthink, okay? Because the dark side of Aquarius, bright side Aquarius is really beautiful, okay? It's like cooperation and building a nice future together and all of that lovely stuff. Dark side Aquarius is cults, literally cults, groupthink. Same thing with Pisces. Pisces can be groupthink and brainwashing. And with Aquarius, dark side Aquarius is the kind of BS that they're showing us right now with the medical mafia, and the new religion of science that's being forced down our throats, because Aquarius is science. That's dark side. That's dark side Aquarius, is corrupt science. And by the way, when Pluto moves into Aquarius, we're going to be seeing the uncovering of all of that corrupt and messed up science. But first, we have to get through this. So, there's going to be stuff that's coming up where the group consensus will be different from how you think. It will be different from what you know to be true for you. And there will be something that you'll have to stand up for and be like, no, that's actually not how it is for me. And that's okay. And use this energy wisely. It doesn't mean that you need to attack anybody, nothing like that, but there's definitely some kind of like check and balance that needs to occur where, if the group consensus is not what you believe in, it is okay to say otherwise. And in fact, I would encourage you to do so. Especially if your values are not the same as their values. Yeah. So I hope that made sense. I hope I broke that down well enough for you guys. Yeah, stay shiny, stay grounded, my friends, and you'll be fine. Also, real quick, coming up very soon, these two will be conjuncting in Pisces. They're almost right on top of each other, so we're already feeling this energy. I'm gonna do a separate video about them, but this is good enough for now. All right, peace. Good luck.